Gym Crashers. We're here in Gardena, California at CMMA, California Mixed Martial Arts, home of Chad George. Come on in. They've got different programs here offered. They got boxing, they've got jiu-jitsu, they got fitness. Chad's a pretty decorated fighter. He's been in WEC, fights all over California. We're gonna go ahead and move in and then check out some of the classes. What are some of the things that you do to stay balanced?
Habits, are things that I have to do on a daily basis to make me constantly remind myself of the things that I have to do and the things that I want to achieve. So it starts way before, I even start my day. Like when I wake up out of bed, the first thing I have to do, I have to make my bed. And it's like a trigger that if my bed is made, once I start the day, I start my process. I review my goals and review the tasks that I have to get done. And then I'm constantly already starting momentum for my day before it's even started. I tell everybody that success is a habit. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to create little habits that are incremental. Start one before the other, and then you realize that you've already had a long lineage of success before something great has even happened.
That's great. Yeah, I really like that. It's a great thought process. Putting that first step out there just to get going is sometimes the biggest challenge.
It is the biggest challenge because everybody wants to achieve these big things. They have these big goals and they have these big dreams. But the problem is they don't know how to get there. And the easiest way that I can even try to understand is that, okay, if you don't know where the end is, but you can see the idea of what you want, think halfway of that, think halfway of that, think halfway of that. And if it literally does start by you just drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning instead of grabbing a Coke, well then you are one step closer than you were before.
Sure, absolutely. You got to do something different if you want different results. Right?
That's it. You can't keep, the definition of insanity is by repeating the same process and expecting different results. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. How many of us do that constantly?
All of us.
Yeah, that's the biggest question. Do people come to you often for this type of enrichment in their life or change?
It's becoming more and more. A lot of my clients and a lot of my students that I've had for years, we become very good friends, very close friends, because this kind of approach to not just training but life mentality, I think is a very addictive, and once you start tapping into it, you feel like you have to spread it. Sure. You have to share it, because once you realize that there's so much more that we can get done, as long as you just start a process, you want everybody else to do it, because the more you give them, the more they start pulling you back along. Like, dude, let's go. I just saw this world that I didn't see before.
Totally. No, I can totally see that. I got that vibe from a lot of people here walking into a training center, and sometimes there's egos, sometimes there's attitude. And sometimes it's a family environment, even though they're throwing as hard as people could possibly throw, throwing bricks at each other, but very welcoming, good attitudes, and everybody just wants everybody else to grow and learn.
Yes, and I think the way you achieve that is by creating a culture. And that doesn't matter if it's an MMA gym, a martial arts gym, or even a corporate environment. If you set a culture for what you want to achieve, then the culture will create itself. Anything that walks through your front door, whether it's a new student, new employee, new friend, new family, if you have a culture that people are brought up in, then anybody that's coming in new is going to be brought into the culture, and it's going to spread, and it'll spread into their life, and then they'll be able to spread that to their family. It becomes this bigger magical image, and I think, to me anyways, that's when life becomes amazing.
Sure. No, I could see that. Especially from a guy who's got to the level of fighting that you have. And now you have so many people underneath you. There's people coming in the door, even brand new today I saw. Did you say it's a bigger reward when you actually see them succeed at their goals, or was it?
100%. I absolutely get a complete fulfillment off of watching other people succeed. Because when you see them succeed and you feel empowerment to watch them succeed, then you're on the right path of doing something as well.
Sure. And
then they feel it, and they want to spread it, and then it just turns into this thing. And it's funny because then when you start creating that environment, then you have eyes and ears everywhere wanting to spread the same message. And it's not for selfish reason. It's just absolutely we want to make things better, not just in training, but in life. even when it comes to fighting, people go, oh, well, it's different when you're fighting, because you have a guy that's trying to hurt you. On the surface, you see two guys that are wanting to just kill each other, right? But if you break it down to a simplest form, we go in there, I've trained my butt off. I believe in myself, I believe in my training. The guy believes in himself, the guy believes in his training, right? But when I step into that ring, I cannot control anything that he does. I can't control anything that anybody, I can't walk out the street right now and control the fact that somebody is gonna jump a curb with their car, run it through the academy and hurt me or others, right? I can't control any of that. All I can do, just like the fight, is control my own emotions when something happens. So when I step into the ring, I can control how I react when he does something. I can control how I react when I do something. So if you break it down that way, where's the fight really at?
Within yourself.
It's within yourself. So if you start taking that approach to life, then you are always fighting for things in life because it's your battle. And that's the message that I want people to understand with martial arts and training, is that it's our battle. You have to be willing to fight for what you want. You got to be willing to dig through the trenches. You have to be willing to take the hits, the bumps, the bruises, because you have the choice to pick yourself up and do it again. Or do it again and do it again and do it again until you succeed at it. Because the only time you don't succeed is the time that you choose to stop, and that's the only time you'll ever fail. We're opening our second location in Southgate. It's going to be open October 9th. Starting in classes there. We'll do a grand opening in January. And I mean, my goal, my vision is I want this message to spread. And by spreading is that I want to open schools, I want to open schools, I want to open schools, I want to open schools. And I want to get involved with people who can share the vision. And to me, it's about empowering people to believe in themselves. Whether it's on the mats or just in life, to be a better father, to be a better student, whatever it is. I want to empower people to know that they can, and that's why I do this. I'm so passionate about it. I'm teaching from 8 a.m. in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, and I'm dead tired by the end of the day. But I love it.
Moving forward, I noticed that a lot of the jiu-jitsu guys are looking at tournaments, they're looking at competing. I look at the wall when I walk in, I see a lineup that's kind of unbelievable. I see events that are MMA, I see events that are jiu-jitsu based, I see stuff for kids, everything that you can imagine in Southern California. It looks like you're going to be there.
Yeah.
It's an amazing inspiration to even the people you train with, that you're there with all of them. Because I've been out weekend after weekend, I see you, and whether it be a mixed martial arts event or a jiu-jitsu tournament of some sort, and you're there with cornering your people. So it's pretty awesome.
I have to, I can't expect them to go, I believe what you're saying, I'll see you Thursday, I'm gonna go have a beer, you guys do what you gotta do.
That's just what you teach.
That's it, man. And
very cool.
So I love this stuff. Martial arts really has not only saved my life, it's given me the path of what I'm supposed to do. And I feel like I'm just getting started. We're just scratching the surface.
I think you might be on the second, absolutely. Want to tell everybody where they can find you here at Gardena?
We are located at 1617 West Rosecrans, Unit F in Gardena, right inside the Max Furniture parking lot. Come down, have some fun with us, try class. Let's get at it.
Let's do it. All right, Chad George, CMMA, Gardena. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, my man.
Always a pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you.